the Not So Traveling Introvert. Today I want to talk about interviews and interview sort of questions or things that might come up that are a red flag that you probably shouldn't work for that organization or company. And this has come about because of various clients that I've worked with and various people that it's the start of the year. People are looking for new jobs. They want to make sure they have some sort of job security, but at the same time, they don't want to just say yes to anything. So what could be a red flag when you are in the interview stage or even just reading through the job description stage of a role? So anytime a role says you will be wearing many hats, this is normally a sign that they're going to assign you 2 or 3 positions worth of work rather than for the wage of one. It's one of those things. It's like, well, you do a little bit of this or a little bit of that, but you also might be going to this team. Another really big red flag that the company hasn't thought through what that role actually is going to do is when they say that you'll be reporting to 2 or more people. Because it means they're not sure what you're going to be doing. They don't have enough work for one full role under one department. So they're kind of splitting you up into 2 different departments. And then either both departments try and take ownership of you and your work, or neither takes ownership of you and your work. And then it gets really, really weird. Another phrase that comes up a lot that can be a red flag is everyone's like family here. So here's the thing with organizations that tend to treat their workers like family is that means they expect you to work overtime or give up your weekends or be at your beck and call because family's available all the time, right? You can call your mom, dad, sister, whatever, at any time of the night and they will back you up. And so that is seen as a very big red flag. Also underpaying. Most people who work for a family organization or work for like their mom, dad, sister, whatever, A, they might not be qualified for the job, and B, they do it not realizing their worth and therefore are underpaid and overutilized. So we treat everyone like family here, not necessarily always the best sign. Or also when you're required to wear company logoed clothing that you must purchase yourself from the company. I've heard that come up a couple times. When they're really, really happy that someone actually turned up for an interview, because it means that maybe no one's turning up for the interviews or they're really desperate to hire. And most of the time when someone is desperate to hire, it means they haven't thought through what the role's going to do, where it resides, or the person who used to have that role left for a very good reason, and therefore it's possibly not the best thing to be getting into. So one thing when you are also interviewing the company, a good question to ask your interviewer is, hey, so what do you like about working for this company? If all they do is talk about the location and everything except the actual work and the job, or they're like, oh, that's a good question, and they're like, the people are nice and run for the hills, because they can't tell you where they fit in the cog of the organization, how they make a difference, and why they really enjoy working for that particular organization. And so also, if you do get a video interview, see if the person you're talking to looks tired. Because that can be a thing. Like, ask them when they last worked weekends. Ask them what time they finished work. Ask them what time everyone else finishes work. If you get we're supposed to finish at 5, but most of us are still here at 8 or 9 because we had this project. And then if that's a one-off, the next question obviously is, how often did this happen in the past 6 months? And if they're like, well, we've always had this big project, there's always something going on, that means that overtime is just normal. But you're probably not paid for it because you are salaried. So, these are just things to think about when you are applying for a new job. And one last one. If there are new hires and people who've been there for 15 years but nothing in between, it means there's no room for advancement. People either leave to be advanced, and those who've been there for 15 years just keep their jobs. So if you're looking for somewhere that you can move up, probably not the best fit for you. All right. Thank you for listening. This is Janice at thecareerintrovert.com. helping you build your brand and get hired. I hope you have a great rest of your week.